I'm sorry, Jim.
Yeah.
Here, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll share it on Facebook. You want me to do that?
Yeah, do it anywhere.
Thanks. Share it on Facebook.
I don't have Facebook, so you've already tweeted this out?
Yeah. I knew every week.
Oh, there it is. I got it.
What a beautiful place. We're at Trussville Social right here in the entertainment district in Trussville, Alabama. What a great city this is continuing to grow into. But this location, I like the setup. I like the leather we got in here. I like the chairs.
I agree with you. You know what's amazing is this is a huge population out here, Trussville. And you can tell if you drive Highway 11 because I think
it's the only road in town.
Well, yeah, the busiest roads, though, in Birmingham, I think, are 280 and 11.
I would agree.
But I was going to bring up, all of us being out 280, we have nothing like this.
No, this is an awesome place. And they got great games. You can see behind us, Dunaway and I, right behind Dunaway's head.
I finally beat Brown in golf. That was Golden Tee.
Golden Tee.
But I beat him by a lot.
I've never played a round of Golden Tee.
I played my first one today.
Me too.
So did Dunaway. Dunaway had a double eagle. I had a hole-in-one. You think it's realistic?
Probably, yeah.
Most of my drives were about 317, just like when I played the real game.
But I used to play Tiger Woods golf all the time.
I did too. I could dominate that.
It. Yeah. So I don't know if I ever told you, we did tequila golf.
Yeah,
my first house. And we would pair up.
Wow.
And we'd have like 8 people, and we would switch out. But so let's say that you and I were playing Brown in Rockstar. And the first hole, if we won the hole, they both had to do a shot of tequila. Now, if we both got pars or whatever, we would alternate shots, by the way. Then it would just carry over and it would be double shots. But it got messy.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Shots.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, by the time you make the turn, somebody could be sideways.
The thing is, if you lose 3 or 4 holes in a row, that's when it becomes a problem because your motor skills go down, obviously. And your golf ability. But if you can get those first 3 or 4 holes, you're in good shape.
Now, Tiger Woods golf, you could get it to where it was almost unfair with the spin.
Yep.
I mean, you could shoot like 54s on there.
Yeah.
Even at the expert level if you were good enough. So it wasn't.
I liked it, though.
I did, too. I enjoyed it.
You're talking about an Xbox, PlayStation.
No, you could, if you knew how to do you could hammer the button.
But it was at home,
spin.
right?
Yeah. Video game at home. Well, that was PlayStation.
It was PlayStation.
EA Sports, though.
EA Sports, yeah. Back when PlayStation was it. And then Xbox came along. And now you don't really have they did a Justin Thomas golf, but I haven't looked to see. I think the last Tiger Woods golf, you could play Augusta. Like if you earned enough, they had Augusta on there.
We played Sawgrass today, by the way.
We did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I shot even par. I got screwed on 9. Somehow I got a
hurricane affecting Jacksonville at all?
Well, it wasn't today. It was very low wind today. Nice day for golf.
Oh, in our Golden Tee game, it was not very windy. I will tell you that this is going to be typical Dunaway. I'm leading the tournament through 6 on the 6th.
This is so funny.
I'm leading the tournament on 16.
After his double eagle, I think you're 8 under or 9 under.
9 under.
9 under going to 16.
And I got a makeable putt for eagle.
And in my Jim Nance voice, I say, he's going for the course record, ladies and gentlemen.
And
he's got a putt for eagle. Reaches the green
and I haven't missed a putt all day.
Right.
And it goes left further past it than I was.
That's right.
And then I came back and it went right further past it than I was. And I missed it back and forth until I got a triple bogey. I was putting for eagle.
Was it a 4 putt? No,
it was a 5 putt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or maybe a 6 putt.
No, it was a 6 putt because you reached into it and made a triple.
How long does it take to play 18 on that?
Oh, maybe 30 minutes. And we goofed off a little bit.
It was about 45.
Yeah. Well, we had to set up our guy and learn to play. Neither one of us knew how to play.
Did y'all get food here?
I was in Rams colors.
Yeah, Dunaway did do Rams colors. He gave you a shout out when he did it.
Yep.
Hey, listen, if you're watching this on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Make sure you have liked it and subscribed. Set your alerts. If you're watching us on Twitter, fire off a retweet for us. And like us there. Share us on Facebook. Give us a thumbs up there and on Twitch. It is Bud Light Game Night, Trussville Social in the entertainment district of Trussville. We do have Thursday night football tonight. 2 college games and a pro game?
Yeah, Falcons and Saints and a couple of college games.
Yeah, we got Georgia Southern at Louisiana, and then we've got Tulsa
and Memphis.
Yeah. As Samuel says, elite level passing on Thursday night football tonight.
You do not.
No. I'm the opposite. I'm going to say
maybe in the Tulsa-Memphis game.
P.J. Walker and Marcus Mariota, I would not call elite level passing.
Do you realize, and real quick, back to that game in a second, Tulsa's got to win out to get bowl eligible.
Okay.
They've got to win their final 3. Memphis has got to win 3 of their final 4 to get bowl eligible.
That's crazy. Both those programs are where they are. That is insane. There's another game here I love. We're at Trussville Social. They've got that shuffleboard with the sawdust.
Yeah, I like that
that's
too.
pretty
Love
cool.
that game.
Yeah.
Love that game.
I get, but late night I get a little too aggressive and just try to like bang them all out of the way.
I don't want to. I don't want to be that guy.
Right, but
You're pretty-
you're going to be.
You're pretty aggressive 24/7.
I know. I get a little disastrous with that game. Once it gets in the I didn't realize the Devil's Hour was between 3 and 4. Did you guys know that?
Why does that? What's the Devil's Hour? What makes it the
3
Devil's
to
Hour?
4 in the morning.
Yeah. So, buddy, so yesterday I was talking to Chief,
Okay,
and we were talking about different new shows to watch.
right.
Everybody's always searching for a new show.
But
You guys are
Jennifer
looking
and
at-
I are dying for something. I will give us comments. Please comment in the comment section on stuff my wife and I can watch together.
But he said you need to check out the Devil's Hour, and I said, "What's it about?" And he said, "This chick wakes up at 3:33 every morning." And I forgot the rest he said about it. I was like, "Why 3?" He was like, "The Devil's Hour is between 3 and 4. You never knew that." And I was
I
like,
did not know that. No,
But I said I
Yeah.
probably made some of my worst mistakes between 3 and 4.
I think it is a ongoing issue with married couples finding things you enjoy watching together. I mean, it is so hard to do.
It is. Maggie and I are watching nothing together right now.
I mean, there's so few things we can watch that I like. There are some things I know she probably watches to appease me, like maybe the first half of a Dolphins game. But like, there are things I've watched just to be with her and spend time with her. Like, This Is Us. I mean, I liked This Is Us, and I kind of got into the storylines a little bit eventually.
Yep.
I like the way it was done.
But it's over now.
But if it is over. But if you were to say, "Hey, Jennifer has zero interest in This Is Us," I'd have never watched an episode, right?
Yep.
Bridgerton's kind of the same way. I've kind of gotten sucked into some of the storylines now. I would have never chosen to watch Bridgerton, if not for my wife. But I mean, the stuff like we both loved Mad Men, both loved it.
Have y'all watched The Wire?
You always go back to the wire.
You do. I just don't think Jennifer would enjoy it. A little dark.
It's a little dark, but it's more of a police drama, really.
We're to the point now where she said, I mean, I would agree with you on that. I've watched, I think the first 4 seasons of The Wire I watched, and I punched out. I need to go finish it because everybody says it finishes really strong.
What is the elementary
you don't think so?
show? It's on. I know it's on network TV, but it also streams as well. It's supposed to be like The Office, but it's a principal in the school.
Oh, Vice Principal?
No,
Oh, that's HBO.
it's on. It's promo during the Abbott Elementary. Is that it?
Oh, I've seen what you said. Yeah. I've seen
People,
that. Yeah.
people are raving about that, but I've not seen an episode.
Jake says, "Watch The Watcher."
So
My daughter, my oldest daughter's watching it.
Yep, Leighton just finished it last week.
Right.
And Chief, that was the one he finished before the Devil's Hour. And both said it was good. I looked at it, it just didn't look good to me.
But it's a little scary, and my wife's just not in there. I mean, it's tough, man. It is tough to find something you both enjoy watching, and that's just such good time to spend together, where you can just turn your brain off for a little bit and snuggle up together.
Is it a bad sign for your relationship if you're not watching something?
I don't think so.
Because I mean, we've watched.
If you're still spending time together, I don't
We've
think it is.
watched, way back when we first got married. I think Ally McBeal was on, and then there was the lawyer show that was on Sunday nights with the sort of heavyset girl, and the girl from Melrose Place was on the lawyer in that. But that was
I got
as
nothing,
well.
man.
Boston Legal?
No, it was before Boston Legal.
L.A. Law,
Practice. It was
the practice. L.A. Law. That was
Yeah.
that was Corbin Burson, wasn't it?
Yeah. So
Wait,
those were our early shows in our marriage together, and since then, I mean, we watched The Lost together, or Lost, not
The
The
Lost.
Lost. We watched that on the TV. So we've watched some stuff together over the years, but
It's tough.
I tell you what's fun to go back and watch. And I'll be a TV snob here. Network television I think sucks now, based on what you can get from streaming services. But I went back. It was actually during the pandemic, and I was watching a lot of old Twilight Zones.
Oh, like the old black and white Twilight Zone, really?
And they're really well done.
Yeah.
Great storylines. They actually they're still relevant. They what am I looking for?
They hold up.
They hold up.
Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
And they're only 30 minutes,
Yeah.
but they're really good.
I've seen a couple of them in reruns before over the years, and some of them were emotionally disturbing.
Yeah. Maybe I don't. Again, that's just not something. My wife. I mean, like when we finish,
There's a new Unsolved Mysteries out.
I know she won't watch that because that was on the first run when we were dating,
Yeah.
and Robert Stack's voice freaked her out. She's like, I cannot listen to that. It's
Dude.
just his voice is creepy.
You only watched the final episode of Lost. You didn't watch any of the
None
other
of it.
shows.
You think I ought to go back and do Lost?
Yes,
You think Jennifer would like it?
it was good for 2-3 years. It was really
because
good.
we got to the end of Mad Men, and she's like, I'd like to find something else like Mad Men. I'm like, I don't think there is. I mean, that's a critically acclaimed show. They don't just spit those out. So maybe Lost.
Yeah, the Lost. I hated that I stayed with it the entire time. Very disappointing.
What is it? 7 years and 3 of it's good.
Yeah, probably. The
That's
first
a
2 or
hard
3
sell.
seasons are really good.
I was reading an article. Did you guys ever watch Westworld?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was reading an article.
First 2 seasons. First season was great.
That's what
First
people were saying.
season was
First season
great.
was great. Second season was good. Third season, complete turd.
I didn't watch.
And then they shut it down. Like after I think season 4.
Me too.
No. I mean, like the producer, like the production shut it
It's
down.
still on.
No, but I think they've said it's over. I don't think they're going to do a final season, if I read right.
Well,
am I saying the right? Is that the one where the aliens are not the robots are in the West?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, what
Yeah.
you do is rich people to get away. Their vacation is they can actually be part of the Wild West. Now, the original movie, you had 3 different. You could be part of the Roman Empire. You could do like medieval times, like King Arthur's castle, that kind of stuff.
Not
and
the
then,
restaurant.
and then Westworld.
Yeah.
But this one is just all about Westworld. But actually, it evolves into
future.
into the second season was like
If I read right, they're shutting it down.
Like the
But they're not
African
gonna-
Safari or something
Yeah.
like that, wasn't it?
yeah, but there was like Chinese emperors and all that kind of stuff.
Because that's really frustrating when you get sucked into a show, and you must be one of the few people that likes it because it doesn't get renewed. That happened to you and I with Magic City. Lance punched out of that one, but was that Cinemax or Showtime?
It was Showtime.
Magic City.
And it was 2 seasons.
Yeah, 2 seasons, and then they shut it down. And I'm like, well, now I'm invested. Yeah, I would at least like an article saying, hey, here's how we were going to end it. Here's what happened.
That was the old guy who had a
little bit of a fetish.
he had a club seating above his bed.
That is
before
correct,
His
yeah.
bedroom.
He plays. What else have I seen him in? Do you remember who that is, Lance? That
Yeah.
actor?
He was in.
Oh gosh, what is his? I'm never going to say his
Wasn't he in
actual name.
Sopranos at some point too?
Maybe Jim.
Wait.
It's on Magic City. It was the old guy on Magic City.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
a mob guy. in
Yeah,
Magic
can I
City.
say
You mean the bad guy?
Yeah, Magic City.
He's the older guy that
The guy who
was,
would watch his wife. In
He
bed
would
with
watch his
another woman.
wife. Yeah.
So he
What
was
else is he
also
in?
in Yellowstone. First 2
He
seasons.
plays
That's
like
right.
really
That's right.
mean guy. He plays
Yeah.
it so well. I'm trying to think of a movie role he's been in though.
Yeah, I don't remember. You watched Boardwalk Empire though, right?
I did watch Boardwalk.
Did y'all
Empire.
watch Yellowstone?
We watched the first episode. Now, if you'll remember, I brought this up on the show. Jennifer and I watched the first episode of Yellowstone, and you had told me, or somebody had told me, it's basically like a full-length film, and it was. I mean, it was as good as a movie.
Yeah, the very first episode was.
Very
a
first
movie,
episode is
yeah.
phenomenal, and I came in and asked you guys, reload for Lance. I came in and asked you guys the next day. I was like, "Hey, this Beth lady, is she heavily involved?" And you're like, "Oh, it only gets worse." I was like, "I'm out." That first episode, man, I could not stand her.
It's laughable how obnoxious she is.
It wore me out. But I saw a lady.
No way a guy like Rip would put up with her shit.
Oh yeah, it would.
No,
His options for sex were limited on that ranch.
that ranch.
That's not even true. There was a couple of cowgirls that looked better than her.
Please,
The one dark-haired girl looked better than her.
she was worthless. She couldn't rope a cow.
I think
Does that matter?
I think you probably look past that for companionship, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm going to try to find this actor's name. It's going to drive me crazy if I don't.
The black-haired girl who came in with the guy who couldn't rodeo very well.
Yeah, with Jimmy.
Yeah, well, you can't take Jimmy's girl.
Oh, Rip could.
Well, Rip could, but he wouldn't
Rip
because
can do
he's-
anything he wants
He's
to,
an
right?
ethical guy. He kills people, but he has a code.
I mean, what
Man,
does that
that's
mean?
what's so ridiculous too about that show. Again, I watch a show with Dragon, so what can I say?
Yeah, I know.
But after watching 2 or 3 episodes, I pulled murder rates in Montana, and
And
there's
nobody gets killed
it's
there, right?
It's like 4 a year.
7 a decade.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't happen.
So this guy's name is Danny Houston.
Yep,
is
Danny
the
Houston, that's it.
actor's name. If people know who that is, I'm trying to find out what else he's been in because he just plays like angry guy really, really well.
Well, you look for
He
that.
is in Yellowstone. There's no. You're right, Lance.
No,
he is in
he's a
Yellowstone.
big character. He was an evil guy for a
Yep.
while. While you look at that, the Commander's up for sale.
Uh-huh.
And if Bezos and Jay-Z buy that, I mean, all that he's Amazon, right?
Yeah, Jeff Bezos is Amazon.
If Amazon money owns an NFL team, is there a chance the Commanders are like a dominant franchise at that point? And would he keep that name?
I mean, I would think that all of these guys that own teams are billionaires. So I know he's got more money than everyone else. But like Stan Kroenke, is he going to be ready to spend it on that, or is this more of an investment?
See, I don't
and
think,
you got to get the right general manager in.
I don't think just having money does it. You got to have the right personnel, people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like all these guys have got a ton of money. Now, some don't like to spend a ton of it, like the Brown family in Cincinnati, right? They're notorious for not wanting to spend a lot of money.
Right.
But, Jerry Jones, who spends more than him, right?
And
when's the last championship they won?
You can only spend up to a certain
That's
cap,
right. Yeah. Yeah, it's not like the Yankees.
But if you're building stadiums and such like that, it makes it more attractive to free agents, right?
Well, I mean, there are a lot of things you can make more attractive to free agents. A lot of it is location, though. Like Florida, Miami has always had not just the Dolphins, the Heat, the Marlins. When they want to, they've always had an advantage of free agency because players like living down there.
Do you think Tom Brady likes living in Tampa for real?
I think it's probably better than living in New England in Massachusetts for half the year.
And you think about the seclusion you could have if you're Tom Brady with that mansion. You get a car service to and from work. You have a chef on site.
What do you think his last few weeks have been like as a single man?
My gosh.
I wonder if he's out there yet, though.
You think he's still like recovering?
I mean, he's so.
You don't think you'd be out there yet?
Well, I mean, the problem is he's so high profile.
That's true. Yeah, he can't just show up at a bar and not be.
Yeah,
not be
like he
almost
would.
He could walk into Trussville Social right now and have any woman he wanted.
He would almost have to pay to play.
Yeah,
if he wanted people to be discreet.
Lance is right about that.
Yeah.
High end pay to play.
Yeah.
Why does he want to be discreet? He's single now.
I just don't think he wants the word out there. It is Bud Light game night. If you're watching us on YouTube, like us, give us that thumbs up. Make sure you've subscribed, set your alerts, retweet this on Twitter, like it there, share it on Facebook, like it there as well, and on Twitch. Bud Light game night, Trussville Social, Entertainment District in Trussville. About to get to some of your questions here.
So you don't think Tom Brady could just have normal dating relationship with people?
Not normal, no.
It's going to be tough.
Everybody's going to know who he's dating. It's going to be all over the place. TMZ will have it.
It's going to be really tough.
Well, I just showed you.
And then Dunaway, here's the problem.
No, I'm gonna get LT's reaction.
Oh, I know. Yeah, people are going to love this. Okay. Here's the problem, Lance. If he just goes and tries to, let's say he walked in here to Trussville Social and he met a girl that he really liked and he wants to date her, now TMZ is going to be all about that girl and finding out her background, where has she screwed up, who has she dated.
That's what happened to Pete Davidson when he started dating Ariana Grande.
Right.
Like she met him on the SNL set, and he said his life changed after that because TMZ.
Yeah, they all dug into it.
They started to come to Staten Island and where he lived with his mom.
Yeah. I'll give the audience just a second to go. If you've got your phone close by, go to Instagram to Real Marcus King. Real Marcus King.
Now, who is Marcus King?
Marcus King is a hot artist right now. He's sort of he's not mainstream country, but he's a little outlaw country, really talented guitarist and vocalist. He just played at Avondale a few weeks ago.
All right. So
Real Marcus King was in town a few weeks ago at Avondale.
Did he win something last night at CMA's?
No, he didn't, but he was there at the CMA's. LT, this was his date last night. More in the story
Didn't
first.
you say fiance? Sorry, Jeff.
Don't give away the whole story. So that's his date last night, real quick. If you'd like to take a look at that. That's them last night at the CMA's in Nashville.
And what's this dude's name?
Real Marcus King.
Well, Marcus King. Real is his Instagram.
What do you think? What do you think of that pool?
I think he's paying.
Would you believe they're engaged to be married?
I would not believe that.
They are engaged to
I
be married.
mean, the dude's probably worth, what, $5 million now?
Well, that could be the difference maker.
Yeah, there are two things undefeated, Dunaway, and both of them are in that photo.
So I had never heard the name.
Am I right?
Yeah. I had never heard the name Jelly Roll until last week. I think you guys were talking
Until
about
I brought it up.
It's
Yes.
the day they got engaged, and her post, no joke, on the day she gets engaged with that picture, good things come to hoes who wait.
Instead of those who wait.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Jelly Roll, you know who he's married to? I found this out yesterday.
Who's Jelly Roll married to?
Ex-porn star.
I'm not 1,000% stunned at this.
His fiance in Miami while he was in concert.
How do you know so much about his fiance?
It's Dunaway. He's got more time.
I just followed. I listened to his music, so I followed him on Instagram, and I saw her last night kissing on him beside the stage, and I was like, "Wait a second, is that his date or just a seat filler? And then so I went and checked her out, and that's his fiance.
You think if he went tits up financially, she'd be with him?
Nope.
No.
Again, there are two things undefeated. Both of them were in that photo.
Yeah.
And you touched on one of
I
them.
mean, Tom Brady could lose everything and still have a fighting chance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Real
I mean,
Marcus
yeah.
King,
Yeah.
if they broke his fingers, he couldn't play guitar again. She would leave him at the emergency room.
Bob Secamano says, cool venue. I agree. I think Trussville Social is a super cool
It's
venue.
fantastic.
Why hasn't Ole Miss given Kiffin a pay raise?
Coming soon.
Yeah.
Waiting until after Saturday. He doesn't want to negotiate
That's right.
pre-Alabama.
Yeah, because if he loses to Alabama Saturday, it doesn't cost him a dime. But if he beats Alabama Saturday, that price goes up.
Goes way
You'd
up.
be crazy to negotiate before Saturday.
That's right.
Now, here's the question.
He's going to get a raise to stay because they're scared he's leaving.
That's right. So you've got that leverage, A.
So he's getting a raise regardless of the outcome.
Now-
What's he making now? About 5.5?
No, it's 7.5, I think.
7.5.
7.5.
He's about to get Mel Tucker money.
Yep. And again, we've pointed out on this show for all of you that are hung up on the Mississippi limit on 4-year contracts, that's only the state portion of his contract. He's got the buyout, which is the most important part of the contract, is how much they have to pay you to quit showing up. That is held by the private athletic foundation, and it's more than just the 4 years.
If he goes to Auburn, which I don't think he will, but if he goes to Auburn, he'll be the highest, for a brief moment, he'll be the highest paid coach in college football.
No, he will not.
I think he will.
I don't think he will be. No,
I don't think so.
I don't think
maybe for a minute, and then Kirby.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
Nick.
For a minute
Nope.
until Kirby and Nick
I don't
cycle
think.
back up.
I don't think in annual or total compensation he'll be the highest paid coach of football.
I mean, it would take like 11 million.
Yeah, it'd take 11 million, and then the total it would take almost 100 million.
Yeah,
Or
Auburn's
no,
not,
Kirby hit 100, right?
Auburn's not paying a coach 11.
Yeah, I
million.
don't think so either.
To get Lane Kiffin, 10 years, $110 million.
I've just got to remind everybody this.
Oh, I know.
He's won one conference championship, and that was CUSA.
I know, but if he will wait. Obviously, now we're to Thursday night, so he's not going to do I wouldn't think a contract announcement before the Bama game.
And by the way, he's got 2 more losses coming up this year.
But hey, well, hang on that. But if he
He's
beats
not winning the Egg Bowl.
if he beats Bama
He owns
Saturday,
the Egg Bowl.
listen, if he beats Bama Saturday, that price goes up. Then the last thing you do is negotiate a contract, especially if LSU loses to Arkansas, like Lance thinks they're going to, because you got the inside path to Atlanta. And, buddy, you make it to Atlanta, that number even goes higher at Ole Miss. Now,
Oh, yeah. First coach ever to take them there?
heck yeah. So if he beats Bama, he will ride that train, pun intended, as long as he can.
Back to Neil McCready yesterday. He's in a comfortable situation. He
Who,
doesn't have to.
Kiffin?
Neil
Oh, yeah.
or Lane?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, Auburn is a different animal than Ole Miss. The expectations are different. The machine behind the curtain is different.
NH3425 says, if you coach a collegiate or pro team, at which level would you coach? What sport and what team? Man, that is tough. Because like an NBA coach, you basically work from October to June if you're any good.
Too many games.
MLB coach, you show
Double
up
the games.
You show up in Florida in February and you're not done till October.
But I think it's one of the easiest jobs.
It is
But my God, you're at the ballpark
all the time.
I mean, you've got to learn. You got to learn how to play all sorts of card games to kill time while you're waiting for the game
Rain
to start.
delays. Now,
Then you got
NFL
to sit
coach,
there in a boring ass game for 9 innings.
Who was the we've had him on before, the
Leo Mazzoni?
Leo Mazzoni.
all I had to do was rock.
Yep.
I had a buddy that lived at the same apartment complex or condo complex in Atlanta, and Leo was out by the pool all day drinking before games.
Okay, we'll do impersonations. All you have to do is rock for
this
Leo.
is charades.
Yeah,
All right, here we go.
Leo Mazzoni.
Uh-huh.
You did Leo Mazzoni.
All right,
Okay, hold on.
Dunaway. You're Jimbo.
Yeah,
Who am I?
that's Jimbo. Yeah,
What's amazing is he's got all those sheets and the plays still suck. I'm like, I mean, if he was Mike Leach at the little napkin, I'm like, well, it's obvious his plays suck. He doesn't have it.
yeah. I don't know if he finds the right play.
I know. I mean, he's got so
Turn the
many-
page. Turn the page.
And against Bama, I don't know if y'all noticed this, but against Bama, part of it was a spiral bound notebook. Like, the notebook you used to have, the not loose leaf, but like the tear out paper notebook you used to have. I mean, what do you got on that?
The 3-hole notebook.
Yeah.
Spiral on the side.
Yeah. Fly says PGA 2K21 is awesome. That's, I think, the Justin Thomas one, LT, if you want to jump back in the game there.
Nah, I think I'm out.
I'm going to have to buy a new PlayStation next summer because I'm going to want to play EA Sports college football.
Beef Oshie says, I will see you guys at Mugshots next Thursday night. We're at the Vestavia Mugshots, right? Is that where next Thursday night?
I don't look ahead. I play them one game at a time.
I love how Beef Oshie says that. The three of us have no clue.
I'm playing in one game at a time.
He says, we the people need to see Dunaway do the Mugshot Burger challenge during the show. Would you do it during the show, Dunaway? That's that big burger where if you eat it, you get your picture on the wall.
How big is it?
I mean, it's big. It's a big burger.
I won't commit to it, but I'll give it a shot.
You think you could do it?
I could. I'm just trying to think of the aftermath, my health.
Not great. Brent says, did they try intentionally to broadcast the absolute worst games on Thursday Night Football? These games are as bad as the Dolphins' O-line last year. It was bad, the O-line
we knew Carolina and Atlanta were going to be bad. So why would you put it on a Thursday night?
That's a great question. I don't know.
It's a good question.
I mean, right now, imagine if we had a healthy Josh Allen, Bills-Vikings tonight.
That would be good. Or even Seattle-Tampa Bay, the morning Germany game.
Samuel says, how much money for LT to go lick the Golden Tee ball? So for those that have never played Golden Tee, it's got the ball in the middle where you just spin it and it hits. I mean, there's a number.
Well, how
much cash you got in your pocket, Dunaway?
Right now I have $28.
Okay.
I'm going to be patient zero after that lick.
You are.
I don't think so.
Me and Dunaway will be doing the show by ourselves for a little bit.
You don't think it's that bad?
I don't.
People's hands are filthy.
They are.
Greg says, what's your go-to move?
I do it for $500 right now.
Okay, let's pull Greg's comment back here. LT.
I didn't get to see it.
Well, hey, no, I was going to see if we could negotiate the 500 with Dunaway. If we could. He says he'll do it for 500.
Inch. I'll go lick it right now.
Really?
Things I never thought I'd say. For $500?
Yeah, I mean, I really don't get anything out of that.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd rather see you eat a burger.
There's no chance of me dying if I lick that thing over there.
Oh, I don't know.
I think you got a better chance of something happening from licking that than eating that burger.
No
I would agree with Lance.
Oh, yeah.
I would agree with Lance on that.
The phrase everyone wants me to say, I've looked a lot worse.
How many beers you had?
But what's in that?
That's the first thing I would do. I would, as soon as I licked it, I would take my Bud Light and I would go
kill it. That kills it. Greg says, what's your go-to move when watching a movie with your kids and an awkward sex scene begins? Do you make a joke? Do you ignore it? What do you do?
It's a great question, Greg, because I'll tell you, I went to see Booksmart. Have you guys ever seen that?
Booksmart?
Yeah, Olivia Wilde directed it. It's really, really funny. It's Jonah Hill's sisters in it. It's these two nerd girls. They have done nothing but study their entire 4 years of high school. And they realize that everybody else has been partying and having a good time, and everybody else is still having success academically. So they decide this is our final night. We're going to blow it out. And the movie is filthy. And I didn't know it was going to be that bad. And I took – this is 3 years ago. Layton, one of her friends, Jack, his buddy, me and the roommate. And there is a girl-on-girl scene.
Oh, my gosh.
At the bathroom.
Yeah.
It's really, really descriptive.
Right.
I got up to go to the concession stand and left the roommate with him. I couldn't do it. I was like, holy hell.
That's Maggie's play. You can't do that. You got to explain it.
How am I going to explain it?
But you're in a theater. You can't pause it or you can't turn it off. Yeah.
And then we were watching mid-90s movie. I think it's called Jonah Hill Wrote It. The very first scene, and I shut it down, was would you rather your dad or rather your mom? And I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
NH3425 over under the game tonight.
That's a line you cross right there.
Yeah, no doubt. Over under the game tonight has less than 40 points between the two, Atlanta and Carolina.
You know, I thought about playing this over NH3425, but we've got some conditions with this hurricane coming in. I don't trust these quarterbacks. If I had to play the total, I would play the over, though.
Are they not playing in Is it in Carolina?
It's in Carolina. Yeah.
Okay, my apologies.
It's Carolina.
Oh, that's right, because they played Atlanta,
California.
I like that song. I like the original song, but I also like the one that what's the guy that sings it? I can't say his name now. Cole Swindell. Cole Swindell that he works it in. This was the game 2 weeks ago that had one of the craziest endings you'll ever see. Carolina scores basically at the horn. Dude pulls his helmet off, gets a 15-yarder, which Atlanta assesses on the extra point. They miss the extra point, go to overtime. Carolina gets a turnover as a chip shot field goal. They miss, and then Atlanta comes back and wins.
Is Pinero still on the roster? I guess
don't
we'll see
know.
tonight.
Hey,
I never
but-
saw him get cut.
But that game there went over 60-something, didn't it? Wasn't that like 35-32 or something at the end, I think? I think 32-32 got in the playoff.
I've got
overtime.
a buddy that you guys know, and he likes to play the reversals on in division games. So, example, that game went.
That game went way over.
I guess it went Atlanta and over. So
Yeah.
tonight he would play Carolina and under.
Oh, I like that.
Well,
It's one of those things that
Does it
doesn't
do
really
well?
work. But
Oh, it doesn't?
if you could see behind us, I think the band has showed up.
Oh, we have a band?
I think so. We got a guy. He's got a bucket, and he's got a guitar, and he's got a speaker.
That's not a guitar. That's our case for our pull-up.
Nope, I don't think so, Jim. Hey, it is Bud Light game night. We're at Trussville Social. Looks like maybe we got some live music after us based on this guy. Trussville Social with Bud Light game night. If you're watching us on YouTube, please hammer that thumbs up. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not already. Make sure you like us and follow us on social media at Next Round Live. If you're on Facebook, share it, thumbs us up there. Like us on Twitter, retweet this, and like us on Twitch.
Where did Taylor's social media director go?
She's over there somewhere. I saw her a minute ago. She's over there talking.
she's right behind you. Or is that her mom?
Yeah. That is
that a
her. And
compliment?
what a compliment to her mom.
Well, I mean, I'm just seeing the bag.
Yeah. Bud Light game night, LT.
Yeah, Bud Light game night.
Still a compliment to the
Yeah,
mom.
come see us. We're at Trussville. Is it Trussville Social?
That is
Yeah.
correct, yes.
I haven't seen the menu yet. I need to check out a
Looks
menu.
good. I've seen some food. Our guy Jason over there, big fan of the show, he had some food, and he says the food's terrific. He lives close by here.
Yeah, this is a really, really cool layout. I like the way the decor, just how they've laid everything out, the TVs. I wonder if they've got Sunday Ticket in here.
I would have to imagine with all those TVs, they've got Sunday Ticket. What do you think?
But come by, scan the QR code. We've got Bud Light girls down here, and we've got great giveaways.
Oh, not another one for me, but thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, this is my last one. I'm a, what do we call me?
Jimmy
Lightweight.
Singlebeard.
Lightweight.
All right, y'all want some more questions here?
Yeah, bring it.
Oh, Brent said Eastbound and Down. You both will love that. We tried it, Eastbound and Down. My wife watched the first 5 minutes
I didn't like it.
and said, this ain't for me.
Yeah, I watched, first season was good. Second season wasn't bad. I don't know if there was a third.
I mean, the majority of my friends swear by it. I tried it, and it's kind of like the Righteous Gemstones. I tried it. It's just too over the top.
I love Righteous Gemstones.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Volfan205 says the doc on the Murdaugh family in South Carolina is very good, but dark, he adds. So that's the guy, I think he was a physician, and he killed his family.
Well, that's not good.
I don't like that.
Well, it's not, but it's very dark. I think that's the story behind it. Yeah.
So what's the show called?
Well, it's just a documentary. I don't know the name of it. Yeah.
I thought the Righteous Gemstones
Yeah.
best season was this past year, which may have been season 3.
Wasn't that with Walton Goggins in it?
I don't know who Walter Goggins is, but possible.
Walton.
Yeah.
B. Foshi says, few years old now, but the wife enjoyed watching Justified with me.
You know what? Beef
People rave
She's
about
good. So that was a guilty pleasure to me. It's got a little cheese to it, but Timothy Olyphant is Raylan Gibbons is awesome. And
Is he good looking?
guys,
Because my wife used to love it, and I think she thought he was pretty hot.
I hate to tell you this. Your wife told me I looked like him one time.
Oh, God. I can't
Dexter.
I can't even look.
Now, this isn't comfortable.
I can't even look. I am looking out in the parking lot.
No, that is funny because she said you look like the guy in Justified.
Oh,
This was a
my.
couple years ago.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Texting the wife now.
Okay, I am going to I'm going to mark this.
Anyway,
I'm going to get Scott to play
Look,
this for
you
the
guys
show
would like
tomorrow,
it. It's not really.
because
It's,
Rockstar's going to love that.
it's not dark.
Did you tell me
It's
that?
it's about a federal marshal,
Right?
and just
What's
basically him
the
going
dude's
after
name?
Timothy Olyphant. So OLYPH.
Hold on, let me get Timothy. Hold on. Timothy.
A-N-T.
Timothy struggle for me.
Yeah.
Now spell Oliphant. O
OLYPH
Y P H
ANT.
A N T. All right, we'll wait for the response.
Did you just say? Does he look like him?
Yep.
Or
Are
did
you
say-
hot? Are you basically saying, are you hot for Lance?
I just said, did you once tell Lance he looked like Timothy Oliphant?
I can't even picture Timothy Olyphant. Do you think you look
Again,
like him?
I can't make up that you told Alex Cordry I thought she sucked on the air.
I did
I
not
can't
say
make
that.
up
Easy.
that I said that
Did not say
Abby
that.
Chin had a big nose.
Flat nose.
I didn't say flat. I probably said big, but you probably told her.
Well, to be fair,
We were talking about on the Georgia Dome screen.
yeah, the Georgia Dome jumbotron. I can see a little bit of that, Lance. I mean, I don't think you're a dead ringer for Timothy Oliphant.
Pretty sure I did a few years ago, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
No, it's funny. Subtle said we were talking about Halloween like a month ago, and I was like, I can't top Tupac. And he's like, you ought to go is the dude from Justified.
Interesting.
He was like, if people knew that.
So you think Jennifer and I would like Justified?
I think so, yeah. No,
All
yeah. The Roommate, we've only watched like
Yeah.
a season. I've seen the whole thing. We've watched like a season, and she really liked it.
What do you think I wrote back to her? Were we on a break?
Oh, God. Why would you bring this up? Poor Maggie. I mean, she'll never hear the end of this. Dan says, my wife and I are enjoying Dairy Girls on Netflix. Need subtitles for the Irish accent, but super fun and light. Okay. Dairy Girls. I don't know what that's about.
I've heard about it, but I really don't know either. Dunaway, don't worry. She's too old for me.
Well, I'll use that one.
Wow. I'm kidding.
She says, please don't be talking about this on the air.
Too late. Too late. All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh, well, Volfan says The Crown is back. Jennifer mentioned that one. We talked about that on the show the other day, right?
It's supposed to be really good. Well done. Yep. It's very historically accurate.
Mm-hmm.
You guys probably would like it. I watched it. I couldn't get into it. I watched 3 episodes. How deep did you get?
The Crown,
Yeah.
I watched 2 years, first 2 years. First year was really good. Second year wasn't bad because the young dude who married the queen was not always faithful. He'd run around a little bit. He used the power of the crown to his advantage.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't think he's the first royal that's ever done that.
No, I don't think so. No.
But, you know,
Prince Charles was pretty monogamous, right?
Yeah, no, as it turns out.
But that's who this is, right?
It might be.
Right?
At some point, it gets to Charles and Diana, I think, right?
Oh, well, this is
No, it does.
This is Charles's would be the queen's.
That's right. I think
the
it's
queen's husband, whoever that was.
Well, that wasn't Charles.
That was Charles. That was Charles's dad, right?
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Charles's dad was a player.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, early on. So
Interesting.
she's young in the crown because her dad had died.
Yeah.
So she takes over, and she's scrambling just to do all the crap she's got to do every freaking day.
Yeah, but think about this. You're in London. There's no Netflix back then.
Yeah. That's true.
You don't have an NFL team.
Yep.
And the food's no good.
Yep. All those things are
So
true.
she would have to send him out to like other territories, right, to just go do royal visits, and he would like women everywhere.
Yeah.
And then it was like, hey, we need you. Somebody's got to go for 4 months to India, and he's like,
That's me.
I'll do it. Somebody's got to go, and back then it was like, it'll take you 7 months, but somebody's got to go to visit in Australia.
I'm in.
I'll go.
Yeah.
And he's all the time volunteering.
I
He
can't
was never in the castle.
I'm scared to death next weekend. By the way, I'm off a week from Monday. I can tell you guys that.
All right.
I'm going to the Rams Saints game.
Right.
But I'm doing 3 nights in New Orleans, and I'm scared to death. I can't do 3 nights out of town anymore. Like 2 nights is a good 48 hours is a good number for me.
Right.
72 takes a little too deep.
Nick says I'm watching the last couple of football practices currently, so we got that on him.
It's a
That's what he's watching.
it's a Jason Aldean song.
What?
3 nights in a 2-night town. It's a good song.
No, that sounds good.
Yeah, I spent 3 nights.
But my
in a
point
2-night
there
town.
is how people would go somewhere for months. I can't even imagine.
Well, they had to back then.
Frost. Chris wants to know, what are your thoughts on over 13 points second quarter tonight, Falcons-Panthers?
See, Chris, I hate jumping ahead to things like that. I mean, everything's an unknown when you're gambling, really.
Right, so you don't want to do it before the game, right?
But like playing a second quarter total like that, I don't know. I would play the over though.
Because everybody thinks under, so you go over.
13 points in the second quarter.
Yeah, so your second and fourth quarters are going to be your most points.
Because the first and third, because the clock will just run out.
Well, the first could end, and you could be on the 3-yard line.
That's right.
Yeah. And in the
Nobody's
first,
gonna call a timeout.
generally in the first, somebody starts with bad field position, and in the second, I mean, now it just depends on how it goes. But in the second can roll over. You're on the 12.
Well, and everybody is you're playing a 2-minute offense to end both halves.
That's right. Yeah,
And using your timeouts.
exactly.
Trying to score.
Nathan says Kirby Smart going to Tampa. I don't think you'll ever see Kirby in the NFL. He coached in the NFL a little bit with Saban. I don't think he'd ever be a head coach.
Just with your Dolphins, right?
Yeah, but he's got it too good in college.
To Tampa.
I don't know.
Why Tampa? We have our coach.
Oh, you think? Oh, you think so?
I like our coach.
Todd Bowles.
Yeah. It's not his fault that
Did you like Bruce Arians?
I didn't hate him. I like Bruce. But I think, Todd Bowles in that defense is why we won the championship.
What does that say when somebody's like, "Hey, do you have a problem with me? I don't hate
I
you."
don't hate you.
Yeah.
I think that
Bruce.
is a pretty big insult.
I like Bruce.
Bruce Arians? I love Bruce Arians.
Yeah, we won the championship.
Well, but not with Todd Bowles, you didn't.
Drew
We
couldn't.
did. He was the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, but he wasn't the head coach.
Our boy Chop, who's the only Arizona Cardinal fan I know, did not like Arians. Now, he finally agrees with me on Kingsbury. He's ready to get Cliff out. He said he would become a fan of any team that takes Kingsbury.
And the Bucks are going to win Sunday against the Seahawks, and we're going to be 5-5,
Dunaway's
holding
live.
on to first place, and we're going to go to the playoffs at 10-7.
Okay. You ordered another beer, LT?
No, I was just saying, hey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This right here is hay.
What is the
This
beer?
right here is another beer.
Hey, Bob says Catherine Devers is an amazing actress. Who is Catherine Devers? Do I know her?
The Crown?
Oh, okay, maybe
I
so.
don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know who Catherine Devers
Brett
is.
says Dunaway versus Brown in the Mugshot Burger Challenge.
I don't eat fast. I don't drink beer fast. I don't eat fast.
Yeah, I don't like food becoming part of a challenge. Food should be enjoyed, not like a game.
I don't do a lot of things fast.
Bob says, what is, I'm sorry, Lance, back in the day, what's the first bar you snuck into?
So there was a bar called Jeans. Well, it was called Rusty's originally. It was over by UAB Highlands. There's a it's not a, well, I guess it might be a Purple Onion there now. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know UAB Highlands?
Yeah.
So there's a little strip and there's one restaurant there.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
So it used to be in there. It was called Rusty's.
Right.
And I went my junior year all the time of high school. And then the owners created Gene's Jukebox, which is on 22nd going up. They've leveled it out now. But there was a big fight there one night, and a kid got run over and killed, and they ended up getting shut down. But they would not – I mean, if you had anything, a library card that said you were 21, they'd let you in. Both of those joints.
My first one was Brothers in Jacksonville, which was the big bar right before you got on the square in Jacksonville where all the concerts were. It's the bar probably most famous. It's famous just for being Brothers back in the day in Jacksonville, but statewide it was the most famous because it's the bar that Freddie Kitchens cleaned out when he was the Alabama quarterback and got suspended for a game.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Oh, buddy, that was an absolute melee. I mean, out into the street because it was like it's on a, kind of like here, the front door was on a sidewalk and then out on the Highway 21, which is the main drag that goes through Jacksonville. And so when the fight happened, it just spilled out into the main drag.
Were you there?
Yeah, I was there that night.
So is Freddie against everybody else, or?
Freddie, well, it was Freddie and some Etowah guys against some Oxford guys. That was the genesis of the battle.
Was that the rivalry, or was it?
No, Etowah and
who was
Oxford.
the orange team back in the day? Was that Southside Gadsden or somebody like that? Was
Gadsden High School was orange and black.
Okay, yeah.
No,
They had a cool little stadium.
Yeah, they did Murphy. I think it was Murphy Stadium.
Yeah.
No, Etowah and Oxford played a lot in the playoffs, and I think Freddie was running his mouth a little bit about one of those playoff games, and some Oxford guys were there. That's what started it all.
Freddie was a quarterback you wouldn't want to mess with.
No, sir.
Yeah.
I mean, he knew how to fight. That was a melee, man. I think of Lance every time I hear "Can't You See" by Marshall Tucker. That was my melee. That was your melee. That one, the Freddie Kitchens was mine.
So there used to be
what's wrong with C.J. Stroud? I saw you watching that video. What's wrong with him this year?
He still leads the FBS in QBR. He's going to be fun.
He seems disinterested.
I don't want to tell you this because if I tell you this, you can't start him Saturday, okay?
Oh, don't do that.
I will never start C.J.
He's going to have 7 touchdowns Saturday.
7
total touchdowns.
Against Indiana?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anyway, there was a place called Brothers Music Hall across from Brookwood Mall.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
I was a kid, but I remember everybody swearing by it. And I think the owners or somebody burned it down after the fact. But that was like a hot venue back in the day.
Yeah, no, Brothers.
Did you ever go?
Yeah, you could get in. Well, back then it was legal to be 18. That was the legal age.
So most people became legal when they were in high school, right?
I was the last year. I became legal at 18 and was grandfathered in. My year changed from 18 to 21.
Did you get a Bartles and James your first?
There was a place we could go even when we're not legal, but the little tobacco shack right on the Pelham Alabaster line or Pelham Hoover line is where we'd go all the time. So, yeah, I had some Bartles and James.
Rick says, LT, how many pairs of J's do you own?
They're not Jordans, they're Dunks, and I've got 3 pairs.
So you don't own any J's?
I own a pair that I bought Jack when he was a little kid. He wore them like twice, and so I've still got those. I've had Jordans before, but I don't own any Jordans currently, outside of the ones that are like a size 2.
So which is more expensive, the Jordans or the Dunks?
Typically the Jordans, and the Dunks, it depends on the style, and like the Jordans too. And they fluctuate. It's almost like the stock market. But they come with so stupid, like authentication. What am I trying to say?
Authenticity. Just say
authenticity. Yeah. Easy way to say it. But anyway, they've got shoe business has become crazy, especially sneakers.
Fly says, Brown, on the show today, you said you didn't like any Breaking Bad characters. How? That was actually Dunaway.
Yeah.
And he says, how many episodes did you watch? I watched the whole thing. I think we all did, didn't we?
Not me. I couldn't make it through it.
Oh. What I said was, it was a weird question from Rockstar in his 4 Downs, because he asked for TV characters that you can't stand or don't or show with a TV character completely unlikable characters. And the way I read it was like characters you just hate and can't watch the show. We brought up Succession. There's not a likable character on there, but I enjoy those characters.
Yeah, like you wouldn't want to be married or in business
with Shiv.
Maybe in business.
I mean, Shiv's
awful.
No,
how do you like her, Dunaway? She is a complete bee.
I don't mind a little weight. I mean, I like her.
It's got nothing to do with her body build.
First of all, I don't think she's attractive, which a lot of people do.
I mean, I
do, but I like a confident woman.
Oh, she's far from confident.
Yeah.
Far beyond confident. She is a total bee. Dude,
I don't know. You guys act a little dickish sometimes. You think people get turned off by that?
The way she bosses around her husband and the way he just takes it.
Okay, so if you
terrible.
haven't seen Succession, it's your fault. Jump on it as soon as you can. But on the night she gets married, she tells her husband it's an open relationship.
That's right. And had never told him that before. And he just takes it.
I just don't think that's something you spring on somebody last minute.
No, of course not. Right after you get married.
The last minute would have been the night before the wedding. This was after the game had been played.
That's true. This was, by the way, we were cheating the whole time.
You just wonder at that point.
But you're the one who told me the other day that, what was it? Your number was like 20% of America was polyamorous. What was it?
No, I said that I think now the younger generation, about 10% is polyamorous. And then we looked it up and it said 5 to 10%.
It was higher.
It
was higher than I thought.
It's a different world out there, man.
Bad time to pause, Brown.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to find good questions here to bring up. I didn't know y'all were done with it. No, but I loved Breaking Bad. Now, it's hard, man. Like,
I think it's the second best show ever
behind
Sopranos.
Yeah.
You go back and forth. You say The Wire a lot, too, though.
No, I think Wire's a top 10 show.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't like The Wire. Like, I would put other shows.
So you think Nicole knows somebody who's polyamorous?
Yeah.
In Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah.
But you're not talking about married couples. You're talking about couples that are either in a committed relationship or married.
Yeah.
Because when you first said it, I thought you were talking about married couples. I was like, no, you're way too high.
I had never heard the word until a couple of months ago.
For those that haven't heard the word, it just basically means
it's an open relationship.
Open relationship, like Shiv told Tom.
Yeah.
And I don't think Tom.
But we had the discussion at Double Down Media the other day in our offices, and there were a couple of our employees that knew a lot about it that I had no idea, and so they were shedding more light on it. You were in there.
I don't
we're
remember.
A 10-person company.
I don't remember the employees. Oh yeah, I do now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's when Dunaway got flustered and said, "Are we going to do this mystery fifth hour?"
No, we were talking about something else other than polyamorous at that point.
Well, I mean, it started to get on other tangents.
It got way out there.
It's just I can't keep up with what is going on in today's society.
I'm with you. That's why I am so thankful I've got a wife. That's all I got to worry about. Because today's society is just
right there with you. Would rather sit at home on the couch, roommate, and just watch something. But again, we need good shows.
That's how all this started.
There's no way I'd want a second wife or a second girlfriend. I mean,
shout out Maggie.
I'd almost play it the other way. I'd almost appreciate somebody who could fix things and cut grass and stuff like that. I wouldn't mind being husband one. There's no way I'd want wife two.
Can you fix a car?
Yeah. See somebody else run to the store.
That is the one thing we don't have on this show. Not a one of us could fix a car.
No.
You know what's funny though? So look, I've got no skills at all, but when I worked, so it was the same company, but the second car wash I worked at was a full service gas station. So I had to check oil. I had to change tires.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you don't
Change
nobody
tires.
does that
Yep.
anymore. Like
No, they don't.
My
They don't.
dad used to fix his own car.
Oh, yeah.
Like he would be like,
Well, yeah.
things not running right.
He'd be shoulder deep in under the hood.
I gotta change the belts. I gotta do this. I gotta clean the carburetor. Blah blah blah. Thing will be sitting in gas outside. Da 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 da. Nobody does that anymore. You can't work on an American car anymore or any car anymore because of it's a computer. It's a computer.
No, you're absolutely right about that.
And by the way, I don't want to.
I really don't either.
I feel bad for Jack though, because my old man, God rest Chuck's soul, he wasn't a guy that showed me how to do things, and I feel like I'm that with Jack. Like Jack knows how to make a bourbon and Coke.
Yep.
But as far as like changing a tire, I haven't taught him that art yet.
Does Jack know
Cutting the grass.
difference between 6 and a hook or 7 and a hook? Which one to play, not to play?
Not yet. He's getting on the football train, watching the games with me right now, and just say he sits down. Who are we pulling for?
I mean, if you could teach me the 6 and a hook, 7 and a hook, because that's a big swing, right? There's a certain number. I hear you and Furman talk about it every week.
Key numbers. Dunaway wants key numbers, but you're about to screw up stake bets.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about
That's
that.
the biggest lie you've told today.
Why do you do that? Like
I miss old Dunaway, and I know Brown does too.
No.
The Dunaway that was spontaneous.
I do a lot of spontaneous.
You do not now. You overthink it.
I do a lot of spontaneous.
I don't even believe half the thing he says now.
But it's not fair. It's not fair to take advantage of me, right? It's not fair to take advantage of me.
I used to take advantage of you. I don't have the luxury of taking advantage of you anymore because you're not the same person.
Well, you would expect me to do a show with you for 12 years and not learn?
Yeah, but it's not as fun. It's spontaneity.
Nobody wants to see you beat up on what's the average Joe guy in the beginning of the Tyson knockout. What was that guy's name?
Glass Joe.
Glass Joe.
Yeah.
Nobody wants you to see you beat up Glass Joe every now and then. They want to see me fight back occasionally.
You fought back. I think we're even right now, right?
We are even. Right?
Yeah, there you go. See?
Yeah.
Hey, Matt says get the Trust Vegas burger here.
Wow.
Okay.
It does sound
I'll look at
good.
that on the menu. I like a Trust Vegas
I may
burger.
get it to go. We had a little late lunch at one of our sponsors.
Yeah. Trip says, Dunaway, since your dad was good with his hands, did he ever kill a wild animal legally with his bare hands?
Legally with his bare hands. I've seen him. I've seen him wound a dove, squirrel, rabbit, and then finish it off with his bare hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
With a gun. If the bird's not really dead, he just quickly spin the neck real quick.
Was squirrel gourmet for you guys?
No, we didn't eat squirrel a lot. I don't want to overplay that, but we probably had it in my time. It was dinner probably 5 or 6 times.
So your dad just went out and killed him like in the woods? And
He would
your mom-
squirrel hunt. My dad would
Yeah.
squirrel hunt.
So is that like the king cake where you pull the baby? Like if you chew on a pellet or a BB, do you spit it out?
There was some of that occasionally.
And
yeah.
don't give me the fried chicken, but squirrel tastes like what?
It tastes like fried chicken
Thank you.
because
I ask you for it.
because it's battered in fried meat.
It looks
Right.
like it would be a gray meat.
It's got to be a little gamey.
It was gamey and it was tough, very tough.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. The worst thing I think I've ever eaten was that raccoon because
I can't imagine.
it was slick.
Yeah.
But see,
Oh, that sounds awful. You were sick the whole weekend, weren't you?
No, it was. I only took a couple of bites.
that almost made me throw up when you said slick.
But the
Yeah.
amazing thing, we were at Simmons Sporting Goods over in Bessemer, a great sponsor for a long time on the show, and people were lined up not only to get it was almost like a soup kitchen, but people were coming back to get
Oh
seconds.
my God!
And I took one bite and I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. So
But it was Fitzy that had to eat it.
he
not
had
you,
to
right?
eat the entire bowl, and he said he couldn't leave the house because he was shitting all weekend. It went right through him.
I mean,
I can believe it.
I can't imagine.
We had our intern kill the 3 raccoons for us.
Who was your intern?
We called him Ricky Fitz because he looked kind of like the kid in American Beauty. and he killed him. And then I took him to Jess Bourgeois, the guy that used to be the head chef.
You're just making names.
No, the head chef at Casino Superior. He's a Cajun,
Yeah.
and he was able to do it jambalaya style, which he, tried to fancy it up, but it still tastes like shit.
Oh, no, but dad, if you're ever around my dad when he's throwing darts and he brings a pot of stuff that looks like it's a normal stew,
Don't eat it.
don't eat it, because he is waiting for everyone to tell him how good it is, and then afterwards he tells you it is beaver or
Jesus.
something.
Does he have an iron stomach?
Otter. Oh, he can eat anything. He can eat anything. He laughs at me anytime I joke about I can't. If I drink one beer.
What does he think about gluten-free?
Oh, he doesn't even know what that is. But like if I'm drinking a beer and he comes over to the house and he'll be like, he'll knock down a couple of Bud Heavies and he'll be like, "You got any bourbon?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got some bourbon here." And we'll make him a bourbon. Then he's like, "You want one?" And I was like, "No, I'm drinking beer." And he goes, "You don't want a bourbon?" I said, "If I drink beer, I can only drink beer." Why? And I said, "Because I can't cross it up. If I drink bourbon, I can only drink bourbon."
You're not his son.
That's what he says.
Yeah.
He goes, "I didn't talk to your mom."
That is
I think you were conceived when I was out of town.
by far the biggest myth in the world.
It's
You
not
can't-
to me. I can't mix it.
It's a mental thing.
I can't mix it.
Because Dunaway, all he's got to hear is somebody say that, and he
Yep.
completely buys into it, and then you convince yourself of it.
Brown.
What?
That doesn't shock you. Global warming. I
I
buy
know
it.
all these.
All these things. I believe
stupid things.
everything. I believe
Hey,
it all.
my granddad, on my mom's side, my maternal grandfather, when I was a kid, after every lunch and dinner, my grandmother would get a glass and stuff cornbread in it and pour buttermilk over it.
Yes.
And he'd eat it with a fork or I guess a fork or spoon, and then drink off the buttermilk. And man, I remember one time when I was a kid, I was like, I want to be like my granddad, and I got her to make me a glass of it, and it was the most awful tasting thing ever.
Yep.
Have you ever had that?
No, but I'll tell you what I had last night.
Just cornbread and buttermilk.
My grandparents did it all the time.
Yeah.
And if we didn't have cornbread, they'd use crackers.
See, I've never seen that. But last night we had some leftover honey corn muffins from Fresh Market from Saturday.
Yeah, sounds good.
And I had some leftover chili from Diplomat.
Oh, yeah.
And so when you went to pinch hit for me at Odie's, I sat on the couch all night with Ladybird. I gave her some of the corn muffins, but I put the corn muffins in the chili and stirred it up. It was delicious.
Absolutely. That's where we went for lunch.
Yeah.
Diplomat?
Yep.
It's a good place.
I had a
Did y'all get chili?
I had a chili.
Dunaway did. I got the beer cheese. Jai says elk is great meat. I've actually had elk. It is good.
I've had an elk burger.
Yeah.
I've had bison burger and I've had
I've had bison.
antelope. I've never had
bison
elk.
burger.
Unless elk and antelope is the same thing. I don't think it is.
I've never
I
had
don't think
antelope.
so. I've had elk. Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't the elk burger. Maybe it was an elk.
Have you had
Steak.
beaver?
I don't think I've had beaver. Are we talking euphemisms?
Son, I think
You just said no. He said his dad made beaver.
No,
Right?
I haven't
did say
eaten-
that,
no,
yes.
he has killed a beaver before.
Yeah.
First one he ever killed was in high school.
That's most people, right?
yes.
Again.
Mom and him got married when they were 16.
But can you imagine, though, being a settler and having to eat that stuff? And that was good stuff at the time.
Well, I mean, somebody in the world, Brown, at some point popped open an oyster and said,
I know.
"Oh, let's give this a try."
But I was watching All Quiet on the Western Front, the
Yeah.
German edition, the other night, and they were starving, and they had some kind of soup they were eating, and I was just thinking, wonder if they had like a hamburger heaven cheeseburger, like they would have gone nuts.
But think about in history, somebody watched an egg, a
I
chicken,
know.
shit an egg out, basically, and said,
Let's see what's in that.
"Let's eat that."
Yep.
And probably the first time, they probably ate it shell and all.
Yeah, and they were like, maybe if we cook it, it'd be better.
Yeah.
Well, like looking at that
So scramble
eggplant,
those around.
does an eggplant look good?
I mean, again, but
And I love eggplant. And
Yeah.
thank God for people that came before us, because I wouldn't have been able to experiment
Yeah.
like that.
let's end this way. Samuel says, in
Are we
honor.
close to ending?
Yes, we are.
Jeez.
We're at an hour. Samuel says, in honor of Veterans Day, what are your top 3 war movies? Veterans Day being observed tomorrow. Both my grandfathers are both served in the war, one in Korea, one in World War II.
Yeah,
My
both of mine
brothers
did too.
My brother's a Marine.
Hey, buddy, that freaking generation there, huh?
Yeah, different.
Our grandfather's generation, they cut a little different than ours.
Apocalypse Now, Saving Private Ryan, and it's close between. I'm going to go Full Metal Jacket. Those would be my top 3.
Is it cheating for me to go Band of Brothers?
I mean, it's not a movie.
What if I go specific episode of Band of Brothers? Can I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Saving Private Ryan is one. There is a episode of Band of Brothers. I'm not going to get the number right, but I think
Has
it's
Jennifer watched that, by
7
the
or
way?
8. Yeah, she watched it when it first came out with me. It's called Why We Fight, and they find out why they're fighting, and it is incredible work. Like, it's one of those. It starts with an on-screen warning, and when you get that, you're like, "Oh man, this is going to get wild," and it is. It's just incredible. I love Band of Brothers.
Midway, Saving Private Ryan, and
Tor.
nope. Midway, Saving Private Ryan, and The Patriot.
Yeah, I like The Patriot too.
I didn't like the Patriots.
What do you think? It was too cheesy?
Yeah,
It's got a little cheese element in it.
I just thought it was, and people have said this before, Braveheart with gunpowder, but it doesn't come close to Braveheart.
Yeah, I will say one that I don't love.
When they burned that church, though.
No, that's terrible.
At
That's
that point, you know which side you're cheering for.
Well, I would hope before that you were cheering for.
But at that point, you were like,
yeah, if you were on the other side, you're like, okay, I'm out.
Special place in hell for you with that one.
Yeah. I liked one I did not like is Black Hawk Down.
See, I liked it.
I just did not like Black Hawk Down.
I almost put it third there. That's what I was going between
really?
that and Full Metal Jacket. Yeah, I love Black Hawk Down. Ridley Scott, I thought they did a great job with it.
Did you like We Were Soldiers Once and Young, the Mel Gibson movie?
I haven't seen it, but have you seen Flags of Our Fathers?
Oh yeah, I read the book, and we got somebody look through the window. I read the book, Lance, before I watched Flags of Our Fathers, and the movie's excellent. The book is, and I hate to be that guy, but you ought to read the book.
So
it's really good.
I haven't even seen the movie, but I saw the other, like I was talking about, All Quiet on the Western Front, how they did the German version. So he also did Letters from Iwo Jima, and so it's the Japanese side of it, and I thought it was incredible. It's all subtitled, and Clint Eastwood did a great job with it.
Yeah,
you got to see that. Have you not seen it?
No, Letters from Iwo Jima.
Yeah.
No, I have not.
That's great.
Yeah. Is there a good Civil War movie you like?
I never saw. I like Glory. Glory was good.
Yeah, Glory's good. Denzel Washington.
I never saw the one with Jeff Daniels in Gettysburg. I heard it drug.
Yeah, I've seen Gettysburg. I wasn't crazy about that one. I don't like.
I like North and South as a kid. The miniseries.
I did too.
Patrick Duffy and Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, I remember that. I've just got to say, in Glory, I wasn't crazy about
Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, like I felt that was a touch miscast.
If I'd gone 300, would you accepted 300 as a war movie?
I mean, it kind of is. I don't know how realistic it was. I'll tell you, a good Civil War movie is Cold Mountain.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that is good. You're right.
Love that movie.
Yeah, it's good.
Man, I'll tell you, Nicole Kidman did a really good.
Yeah.
She had a great career.
1917 is very good too. A lot of people say that in the chat.
Yeah.
1917 is really good.
The way it was shot.
If you go in knowing that it was shot so uniquely, and you watch it from that perspective, you're blown away.
1942 is a pretty good comedy.
Oh God,
I didn't like it.
I hated it.
Well, that's the name of it.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, one of the worst war movies was Pearl Harbor. Was awful.
I agree completely. My brother used to say, Pearl Harbor, they took one of the worst tragedies in American history and made it a love story, which 100% they did. And I hated every minute of it.
I like Kate Beckinsale though.
Pearl Harbor is awful though.
Friday Night Lights. You guys ever watch Friday Night Lights?
That is not a war movie, Jim.
No, I'm just saying something you guys could watch together.
Oh yeah, we watched it until Coach Taylor took the college job, and we punched out then.
You should go back. It doesn't go well for him.
No, y'all like Curb too. If you want comedy,
we watched the first one, and as I told Jennifer, I said we got to give this a minute. But the first one's not real funny.
Give it a minute,
and I know it will build up. I have faith in it.
I'm still in the first season. I only watch about 3 a year. He goes out to somebody's house for dinner, and he shows up at the door, and I forget what happened. He tried to come on a day when
his excuse for not going to the party was, we'll show up the next day.
Right.
They'll think we wouldn't have exerted this energy if we really believed it wasn't that night.
But he didn't want to go.
We
We
won't have to stay, and they got invited in.
Yeah.
It's really good, and you would also like Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley's great.
That's what I'm going to watch next.
Okay. All right, we'll try that one.
I've been wanting to do that. I saw bits and pieces of it.
Samuel says Hacksaw Ridge. You ever watch that?
I did.
You know, the guy's from Piedmont.
Based on a true story.
Oh,
right?
yeah. It's definitely the hero is actually from Piedmont, if I'm not mistaken.
It's almost, and I know it's a true story.
Oh,
it's
100%,
almost
yeah.
unbelievable.
I know, it really is. I mean,
Yeah.
it's one of those you're like, if you didn't know this was a true story, you say this is absurd.
And he's that way because of religious reasons, right?
Yes, yeah, he was a conscientious objector, if I'm not mistaken. So, but he still went and served. He just wouldn't.
Yeah.
Which, I
Pick
mean,
up arms.
Yeah,
makes it really amazing.
it
Can you
really
imagine
does.
being in the middle of that with no gun.
Again, a different cut in that
Yeah.
generation, man. They saved the world. All right, that's going to do it, guys. Let's tell them about Trussville Social, our friends of Bud Light, LT Killing Estella.
Man, if you ever get the chance to come to this place,
Do it.
It is really good. You got
I mean,
the
look-
Edison lights outside.
And it's so comfortable. All the
I know,
couches
and you
and
can't
chairs.
see because the entire restaurant is this way, but I mean, it's packed on a Thursday night here. Good crowd out here.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of fun. So we're going to be doing this. I think we got like 6 more weeks at least.
Yeah.
6 more weeks.
Yeah. So come join us and win prizes. Drink great product like Stella, Bud Light.
Some of the places we're going soon. We're Mugshots Vestavia next week. Is that what I'm
That is right. Yep.
We're going to be at Soho Social
Yep.
at Homewood. Put that on the calendar. We'll get Taylor tomorrow to send out all of our future dates.
Yes, you can do that.
Yeah, well, I could do it tonight.
As Trip says, hit the like button. Help these guys out. It
Thank
does
you,
help
Trip.
us. We appreciate that, Trip. Yeah, hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. Set your alerts so you know when we're live for stuff like this. Always retweet our stuff. That is so helpful, and we appreciate you doing that. Like us on Twitter. Follow us at Next Round Live on social media. Share us on Facebook. Like us there and like us on Twitch. Tomorrow's show, our normal Friday show, and we'll have some fun with that. We'll see you at 9 o'clock. Come out to Trussville Social and drink Bud Light. We'll see you.